Welcome back to our channel. Check out step 5 of the cabinet building series, where Brian begins to build the door for the cabinet.
Okay, so what I did next was assembled some pallet wood that I have taken apart in the past. And what you want to do when you're making a door, not that you're going to make a door out of pallet wood, but if you want to and you're using rough stuff, a lot of times the thicknesses are quite a bit different. So what you want to do is pick out some of the ones that are at least as close to the same thickness. They don't have to be perfect because that's part of the appeal of doing rough lumber. So I went ahead and picked out some of my nicer pieces, and I went ahead and just, all you have to do is just find the ones that fit together well or fairly the same thickness, and decide on your reveal that you want to have around the box. So you want the cabinet to have kind of an even reveal, which this one is about 3/4 of an inch on top and bottom, and I'm right around an inch on the sides. The sides I probably would have done a little bit, 3/4 as well, but when you're working with the wood that's already a predetermined size, in order for me to move it over, I'd have had a real tiny piece, and that wouldn't work. So I'd rather just go with a little bit of as long as it's both even on your verticals and even on your horizontals, you're okay. So, like I said, I have these cut already to size. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how I'm going to build this door, and get it put together. So really, now that I have my pieces all set up here and aligned the way I want them, I make sure that they're all flush with each other. And then I find a piece that I want to use at my bottom. That one seems to be matching the rest of them, thickness wise and texture wise, and even the wood itself is all pretty similar. This right here I think is a poplar wood pallet. I prefer oak, but they're kind of getting hard to find because of people like me that build projects out of pallet wood. So what I'm going to do is square up one edge first, and then I'll get my mark on this side and make my cut, and we'll screw. I'm using black-headed wood screws, real short ones. They're 3/4 inch, and screwing the top and the bottom ones together first. So I get the one side done, then I can go to the other side and kind of clamp it together real good and get the other side. You want to squeeze it together as tight as you can. And make your mark. Okay, that's my first side. Now this particular cabinet, I'm going to be swinging it to the right, so it's actually a left-hand, would be considered a left-hand door. So my hinge will be on the right side of the cabinet. So building this door, just for the sake of strength, this corner here is going to be carrying a lot of the load. So I'm going to do 3 screws here, then 1 across, and then a double diagonal at the end. Now, what I do next is I go to the other side, push that in tight, make sure it's flush with the bottom. And I do my diagonal. Now, I just make sure that each one is flush with the next and work my way down. So I only put one screw in each one of these. Oops. That draws it up. Flush. Side one. I like that better. And now I'll just do the same thing on this side as I did the other side. Matter of fact, I'll turn around. So I'll just finish these last. All right, so what I like to do now, which I'm going to put her back again the other way so that I know that I'm not working upside down here. So I'm sitting at the bottom. I'm at the bottom end. I like to make a Z pattern to give it some diagonal stability. So what I'll do it looks pretty good, is I'll put my piece that I'm going to cut at the very edges, and then I'm going to mark where it comes out to the point and where it's touching the backside there. Just make a tick mark here. Then take the straight edge if I could see it. And I make my mark and off to the saw. What I do is I cut a little bit proud first to make sure I have a good alignment. Then I'll tighten down. And work my way in. So there's my first piece. I'll bring it over and show you. Okay. Now the tricky part. Got that one. We're lined up on the edge. You would think that it'd be just the same angle, but again, dealing with old pallet wood, it's not square, it's not, perfect by any means. So I go ahead and mark it too. Doesn't have to be perfect just because we have gaps in between the slats anyways, but you want to make it look nice. Nice as possible. Again, cut a little proud, make sure you don't have to make any adjustments. Just a tad. close off a little bit. Just a tad proud, but I always bring it up here and see what I need to do to make. All right, I think just go ahead and cut the line and we'll be ready to go. We got just a tad more. Check this side here because that's perfect. We're a little long still. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little off of this one. It's a little bit of a gap. I'm going to take it off the heel. What you do is just kind of work yourself in. There we go. Perfect. So, on this one here, I'm going to start from one side, get it secured, go to the other side, get it secured, and then go in between and put the screws. And then what I do here is I just go ahead and put one screw kind of in the center to help just kind of pull this together. And at the end here, I tie these two together. All right, so that's how I build my hillbilly cabinet door. So I'm going to take a little break here, and then when we come back, what we're going to do now is install the hinges, and we'll then I'll show you how we're going to, instead of using stain, we're going to burn it in, and it kind of gives it a really old nice look.
Join us next time where Brian will show you how to mount the cabinet door.